Hello, everybody, and welcome to our assembly for Monday, the 5th of October 2020. You'll notice that there's a clue about what we're going to be speaking about. I think probably just below me on the screen. We're going to be talking about World Teachers' Day, which is today, the 5th of October. I bet you're wondering, what is World Teachers' Day? It's a day that the United Nations put in place to make sure that people around the world recognise all the hard work that teachers do and all the things they do that are actually above and beyond their actual job. So today we're going to be talking about our teachers you may have had in the past, and perhaps your teachers will have some stories to tell you too. Now, when I was growing up, when I was 15, in fact, I'd just turned 15, my family moved from England to America. And I went to this school here in this picture, West Bloomfield High School, known as WBHS. That's where I went and did 4 years, about 4 years of my learning. And whilst I was there was an excellent teacher. I'll show you his picture. I found a good picture of him. This is Mr. Watson. Now, when you move from one country to another, sometimes there's lots of work that goes on to make sure that that can happen safely. And one of the things that I did with my mum and dad was we took a trip over for a week to find a new school, a new home to live in, and a few other bits and pieces that needed doing. And we went to visit the school that was near the new house that we were going to live in. And the head teacher at the time showed us around. Can't remember his name. It was Dr. somebody. Sorry, sir, don't remember your name. But whilst we were walking around, this very tall man came walking towards us. Very tall. He looked like a basketball player. And he came bounding over and said, "Oh, hello, who are you?" And we had a bit of a chat with him, and it was a very nice chat. And then he carried on his way. And as we carried on down the corridor, my mum said to the head teacher, who was that boy? And he said, "Well, actually, that wasn't a boy. That's one of our teachers. That's Mr. Watson. He teaches PE and social studies." So that was the first time I met Mr. Watson. And when I joined the school a couple of months later, he was one of my teachers. And he's probably my favourite teacher. Sorry, other teachers, you were brilliant. But Mr. Watson just had something really special about him. He was always enthusiastic. Every lesson I went to, he was just bounding with energy and enthusiasm, and he made us really excited about learning as well. He continued to be a great teacher, and actually now, quite a few years later, he then went on to be the head teacher or the principal of West Bloomfield High School. And then he went on to do the next highest job of that. So Mr. Watson has inspired lots and lots of young people. And the reason he sticks in my mind is because of his kindness and because he would help any student that needed it, whether that was with schoolwork or whether there was something else going on in their world that they needed a hand with. Mr. Watson was the man. I emailed him just a couple of years ago to say, "Hello, Mr. Watson, do you remember me? I'm now a head teacher, kind of like you." And we had a good couple of emails back and forth, and he did remember me, even though it's quite a long time since I was in his class. I have lovely memories of Mr. Watson and thank him for helping me to become the teacher that I became. Now, one of the things I want you to think about now is, what are some of the words you think about when thinking about your teacher? It could be your teacher now, it could be a teacher you've had in the past, but what are some of the words you think about? So in a minute, when your teacher pauses, I want your teacher or your teaching assistant to write as many words as they can onto a page so that you've got them for a little job you've got to do a little bit later on. If I was going to write down 2 words about Mr. Watson, I'd be writing down enthusiastic and amazing. Pause now and write down your words. Did you have lots of words to write down? I hope you did, because your next job is to write down on a piece of paper a reason to thank your teacher. Just a short message. I'm showing you a whiteboard and pen. You can do it on a whiteboard and pen, or you can do it on a piece of paper. And then I'd like your teacher to take some photographs of you with your message. You might want to put your teacher's name, or you might not, and that's fine. But then I'd like to take all of those photos to make a special World Teachers' Day video of messages for teachers at our school and beyond. So that's your next job once this assembly is finished, because it's only a short one today. So write down those messages and get your teacher to take photographs that get sent to me today. Okay, let's see how many lovely messages we can have. For those of you in some of the younger years, you just might want to write some favorite words down, like we've just done, some favorite words about your teacher. That would be brilliant too. And to bring our short assembly to a close, it is time to think. I want you to think about what can you do to make sure that your teacher's day today and every day is the best it can be. What can you be doing to make sure that your teacher has a positive day? They work super hard when we're at school, when they're at home, when we're on holidays. Your teachers are always thinking about you and what they can do to best help you. So what can you do to help your teacher? Have some good thinking time, and I can't wait to see the photographs of what you've got to write down. Have a lovely day, everybody. I look forward to seeing you in assembly on Friday and around school before then. Have a lovely day, everybody.